Hey guys, welcome back to Thoughts on the show where I talk about media I've consumed recently, or more specifically, my Star Wars retrospective, where I'm going to talk about all the Star Wars films and probably some other stuff too. So this episode is going to be on The Force Awakens. Now, I did do a vlog review on The Force Awakens when I first saw it. It was 40 minutes long, and I never posted it. And the reason I never posted it is because it turned into a 40-minute rant. Because, and I know this might surprise some people, I hated The Force Awakens when I first saw it. I legitimately thought it was probably one of the worst films of the year. And let me put you into perspective here. At the time, I was going through a pretty rough patch in my life. I had a lot of anxiety issues, panic attacks, stuff like that. And life was kicking me down. And I needed something to make me feel better. I'm like, oh, well, Star Wars is coming out. I can go watch Star Wars. And man, I just remember after seeing this film, I sat in my car for a good 20 minutes in silence, just thinking to myself, not driving, just sitting in the car, just thinking to myself, did I just watch a bad Star Wars movie? And I know some of you might be saying, well, that's how we felt when we saw The Phantom Menace for the first time. And I'm like, I guess I know how some of you Phantom Menace haters feel now, because that's how I felt with The Force Awakens. Now, let me explain what it is. I'm going to try to, instead of making this a 40-minute video, I'm going to try to make this an under 10-minute video and explain my reasoning. First and foremost, I don't hate it nearly as much now as I used to. I still think it's one of the worst of the series, but I've watched it a few more times and I've gotten into it. What I hate about it is just how pandering it is, for one, and how overpowered the villains are. First off, I like the new characters. I like Finn. I was upset that Poe barely got any time in this movie, and he gets more time in the next one, but we'll talk about that later. Rey, kind of Mary Sue, I don't give a fuck about her. And then you got Kylo Ren, which is probably one of my favorite characters in this film. I've always been like a light side Jedi guy, but I kind of like Kylo, and he's legitimately, I mean, I wouldn't have this lightsaber if I didn't like him. He's legitimately one of the deepest villains we've had in Star Wars. But one thing I just hated about this movie, and I saw this movie opening night, and maybe that was a bad thing because I was in a crowd of people, and the entire movie was, the way I could explain it is, if you've ever seen Red Letter Media's Rogue One review, where they were like, Star Wars, I know what that is. That's basically what the film felt like to me. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Everybody would cheer when they saw the Millennium Falcon, or at like the scene where it's like, that's garbage. We'll take the garbage ship. And I'm like, oh, hey, look, Millennium Falcon. Everybody's like, yeah, woo. I'm like, it's just the Millennium Falcon. Don't go crazy. I like it too, but like, there was just so much pandering in this film. The comedy's good though. I really like the comedy. I think it's great. Why are you helping me? Because it's the right thing to do. You need a pilot. I need a pilot. I love the subtle humor there. And I also love we're gonna use some force. That's not how the force works. I love old, cranky, Han Solo, who's still a smuggler. I think that's great. I like how quirky the new characters are. I like how quirky Rey is, even though I don't like her character that much and I don't care. But I think the thing, like I said, the villains is the thing that I have the hardest time with. First off, the First Order, I'm sure it's explained in some book or something. I don't fucking care, though. It should have been explained in the film. How did they come to power? The rebels in the original trilogy were just barely scraping by. And then you've got technically the First Order, which should be the rebels of this timeline because the Republic's in power again. And they're too powerful. They make a planet, they make something more powerful than the Death Star. And these guys are a fucking joke. Like, that's the part that I was so upset about. Like, literally, when I was watching the movie, I'm like, oh my god, Star Wars jumped the shark when they had the Starkiller base use its laser to destroy multiple planets. I was like, that's fucking disgusting. I hate this. Why did they do this? They jumped the fucking shark. They've ruined Star Wars. At that point, it's like, this franchise is ruined. Of course, now I've changed my tune, but I just, when it comes down to it, I do like the lightsaber fight at the end, how raw it is and real it is, and I love the stuff like traitor and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, The Force Awakens it's just okay. I hated it at first when I saw it. I've come to find it okay, and mostly the reason I come to find it okay is because of stuff that happens in the next film, which I'm going to get to probably in the next video, because I have a lot to say about The Last Jedi, and it actually helps improve this film. But yeah, so The Force Awakens, I've seen it a few times. I don't nearly hate it as much as I used to. I've kind of gotten into it a little bit, because now we know more about the characters. But initially it was not good. I did not think it was that good. And I know a lot of people said it was, that it was the best of the new movies. A lot of people think there's that famous clip where he's like, redeem the prequels. It's like, okay, I get it. But I don't think that it's that good of a Star Wars movie. It's lower on the tier of Star Wars movies for me, because it was, and I'm not saying it because it was safe. I don't care if the movie was safe. It's because it just feels like it panders to the lowest common denominator. And I think Star Wars is better than that. It feels better than that. But yeah, so Force Awakens is just okay. I'm sure I'm going to get comments down below to say I'm stupid and wrong. But that's how I feel. But yeah, leave me a comment on what you guys think on these, by the way, because I don't know. My opinions are going to be different from everybody else, so we'll see what happens. But listen, guys, if you want to keep an eye on me and the series, you know where to find me. Facebook.com/ZeroMaster fan page. Follow me on Twitter @ZeroMaster. If you want to support these videos, get early access to them and a whole lot more, Patreon.com/ZeroMaster is a great place to start. And you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ZeroMaster, where I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, and may the Force be with you.